All right, well, yeah, she's plumb wore out, boys. She's plumb wore out. So the cool part is because this is so dished in here, I thought this was actually two or three pieces of metal laminated together. It's not, it's one solid piece, which is actually good because makes it a little easier to fabricate this part, machine this part. So it's hard to tell how good this surface is gonna be, but I think it's gonna be okay. Okay, so now we just have to make this part, boys. This is one part, and man, is that wore right out. All right, guys, so this is the piece that we definitely need to machine, and it is 4 inches across, a little less than 4 inches across, and it's only a little less, I think, because it's been so chattered. Let's see if I can give you guys a close-up, but this thing is just, it's done. So just want to show you this. So this has actually been welded, and this has been built up weld on here. And you can see in here, somebody's used like an angle grinder to angle grind this pocket out a little bit. I suspect because the thickness here has been worn down so much that they deepen those pockets. So this thing's been repaired in many different ways, and it's time for a new one of these. This thing is razor sharp on this side, so I'm just being careful of that burr. All right, so after thinking about this a little bit, I think the best thing is going to be, so this thing measures like 736. I suspect this was 750. This probably started out as 3/4 inch. All right, guys, so just got the piece of replacement here. This is a piece of 4-inch 1040. This will do good. This is exactly what we need for this. Just finishing up facing this off. Pretty much all the operations are gonna have to be done in the mill because I don't have a chuck jaw big enough for my lathe. It would be way easier to do this on the lathe, but it's gonna have to be done in the mill. Not a bad surface finish there. Happy with that. Let's see if I can get you guys a little closer look. Not too bad. All right, so just getting ready to take a cleanup pass here. It may not be the final pass, but it's pretty close. And I got depth to cut is 5 thousandths, so let's see what we get here. And I'll dial in 5,000s here and sneak up on it. I don't want to overshoot this hole. All right, guys, so we were shooting for, we were shooting for 1-inch 760 thousandths, which is what we got, which is perfect. But now I need a 2-inch diameter round stock that I can turn down that will fit in here perfectly, that I can then use the other piece to slide over top and then locate all those holes. Problem is, I don't have anything in here that is gonna even come close to that. I got a 4-inch piece down there, but who wants to turn that all the way down? So we're gonna go on a road trip. All right, boys, here we are. All right, guys, we're back. We got our part, and now we just need to chuck it up in the lathe and turn it down to 1 and 760 thousandths. All right, getting it real close now. I'm gonna take a 5,000ths pass here and then maybe a spring pass, but we're pretty close. This is 768 thousandths, so I'm gonna take 5. We'll leave 3 and use that for our spring pass. 759, which is actually good. I wanted to be a little bit under, so that 1,000th under is going to help us out, I think, when we go to fit it up. But let's break a chamfer on the end here. Let's see if you guys can see that. So that's good. That's going to be a good fit. Let's see. Nice tight fit there. Suction seal. I honestly don't even feel like putting this up against my part. Ugh. Freaking gnarly. Shit, I don't even know if my part's gonna go on there. Damn. This thing has a burr. I can see it. Right. It's actually weld is what it is. Right there. It's not allowing my pin to go through there. So I'm gonna have to do something about that. Okay, that should do it. Okay, boys, I got the burrs out of her now, and man, I'll tell you, that's where that profile grinder comes in real handy. I can reach in there and just knock that burr off of there. Man, they did it right back in the day. So good fit here, super tight fit here. Kind of good fit on this. It's definitely tight, and so boom, now we can reference all these holes, and I can just use transfer punches to lay out these to lay these holes out. So now that this part's done, I want to come back and I want to chamfer this out, get this chamfered out before I go ahead and drill those holes. But at least we got our part made and that's ready to rock, so that's awesome. So from the bottom of this channel to the top of this, depending on where you measure from, because this thing is now that I've cleaned it off more, I can see how many times it's been repaired and welded and stuff. It's ridiculous. But from the bottom of this channel to the top of this there's 100, there's 200. And depending on where you measure it, it's going anywhere between 245 and 242. So I suspect that this was originally chamfered out at 1/4 inch deep. Alright, so 249, but you know, who's counting? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and take another 5 thousandths on both sides, just because. So just putting a little radius on these edges here. Hopefully it'll help that pin pop back out of there. Okay, so now we got our part slotted and we got our radiuses cut on there. That's really nice. Let's check a fit on that pin. Again, this is not going to be the pin we're going to use, but oh yeah, and that's going to pop out of there nicely. Now before it was just really caught in there tight, and it's still tight, but that's nice. That's a really nice fit for that. So that's that. Okay, so now we have our part made, and we have our pin, our locating pin. So now we can just drop in, and now what I could do is put a couple of drops of super glue on this, transfer punch them in, then indicate them by wiggling, wiggling a needle in. Anyway, that's what we're looking like so far, and yeah, just gotta transfer these holes. I can still use this, which I think I'm going to anyway, as an arbor, right? So I can put this in here. I can super glue this in after we drill all the holes. and then I can chuck this in the lathe. So if this hole is out around a couple of thousandths, if anything, I can skim the outer diameter here and bring it back. So yeah, it's not an obsolete part. That's where it's at.